Hey guys, welcome back to the Community Cares Podcast. I'm Dave. I'm the Executive Director at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, and I have a very special announcement today that we're going to get into pretty soon, but I'm going to introduce our guest. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Patrick Hansen. Do you want me to tell him?
Yeah, tell them everything. We're live, man.
I'm the manager over at Shelly's Hardware. If you know Good Shepherd, you probably know where we're at.
Oh, yeah. No, it's been a staple in the community for so long, and I've talked to many people about Shelly's Hardware, and we have a big announcement soon. We'll announce it soon. I did want to say we miss Chaz. Chaz, we're so sorry that you weren't able to make it today. We totally get it, and you are missed, brother. And he's going through some family stuff, so yeah, he's taking a day, and I'm happy he is. Let me just put it that way. So thank you, brother. Yeah, so thank you for being here, Pat. I appreciate it. Can I call you Pat? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Pat's okay?
Yeah, that's how I go.
You can call me Dave.
Dave, all right.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're just going to get out of the bag. First off, Shelly's Hardware did a huge donation to us for our fundraiser, the Wine and Dine event. Thank you so much for doing that. That really helped bring in some funds for Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, for us to keep the podcast going, for us to keep our lights on, and all those good things, to be able to help us continue our mission.
Cool. Yeah, happy to help. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. A great donation. And I actually know the person who got it, and I won because he gave me his old weed whacker.
There you go. The trickle down.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
Beggars can't be choosers. I mean, but it was a nice weed whacker. I'm not gonna lie. So,
yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I hope the one he got is working all right. So
he's saying it's great.
I bet.
Great, so.
I wanted one. Yeah.
I know you brought it over. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just, no one will bid on this, right?
Yeah.
Just joking.
Oh, that one's not up for auction. Yeah.
No, definitely some good quality stuff over there at Shelly's Hardware. The big announcement is Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet has been doing this podcast for 97 episodes. This is our 97th episode.
It's crazy.
And Pat and I were talking the other day, and I was like, hey, did you guys want to be a sponsor for the podcast?
And I said, yes.
And you said yes. So, hey guys, put it together. I mean, like and share and do all the things online. I mean, without you guys sponsoring, there's no Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. So thank you for doing that. And we really appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
And you guys are such a staple in the community, and to be able to donate financially to us to help us keep getting the word out and keep getting the podcast out there is huge. And we have other big announcements coming up pretty soon, other partnerships with Shelly's Hardware, as well as other things coming down to the pike for Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. A lot of stuff is happening. We just did our ribbon cutting this last Saturday, where we did a ribbon cutting in Carson City. So we're opening a Carson City Good Shepherd micro closet. So
congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, cool. The mayor came down. It was a great time, and did the whole ribbon cutting, and people came and supported and gave tours. If you ever want a tour, let me know. But it's a smaller, it's a micro closet, so it's small. And then we have a wish list program that's connected to it, all of our different micro closet partners. And so then Timmy can ask for that very specific size 13 shoes to be able to get from that wish list. And then normally in a week, Robin, our stockroom manager, thank you, Robin, brings it to that micro closet. And then we're able to get it to Timmy or whoever, right?
Yeah.
So we can fill those very specific needs while also filling the needs of the actual location, right?
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah.
So it has a wider variety than what's shown there.
Bingo.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea for sure. Cool. So thank you for being here, and thank you so much for being the sponsor. We are so excited, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to see what happens with all that. So why don't we just get into it? Our whole podcast is going to change pretty soon. We're working on more towards these value added questions. And just to kind of get the deeper root of the podcast, of the person, of why you do what you do. I was watching some of our past episodes, and most of them had that, but some of them started acting like almost like an advertisement for this nonprofit or organization.
Yeah.
So we're looking for that story, that deeper value piece. Additionally, we are going to be getting away from live, just so you know. It's going to be starting to be Tuesdays is when the release date will be, Tuesday nights. And we're going to be doing more of more stuff, more videos, different angles, maybe some videos in between, and those kinds of things to make it more of an overall story and experience to enhance it for you guys. I'm a big fan of Walt Disney, and he always would talk about plussing, right? Plussing something. So he would, just because you have something that's good doesn't mean you can't plus it to make it better.
That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And so he would talk about that a lot. I like Walt Disney, not just as like, the Walt Disney, the visionary, also the businessman.
Yeah.
Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Because he was a businessman.
Yeah, genius. Yeah.
So getting into that, why don't you talk about some of the roots? Because Shelly's Hardware has been in the community a long time.
Yeah. So Shelly's Hardware was one of the many business ventures of Carl Shelly. A lot of people wonder what the name is. It's kind of funny. I always thought it was like a lady's name or something. But Carl Shelly, and that's where you get Shelly's Hardware. He started in 1944. Can't exactly remember the date, but it used to be in another location for a few years, and then it was now where it is. It moved within like 5 to 10 years of him having it, and
so I believe Carl Shelly opened the business and converted an aviation hangar.
Yeah.
During World War II.
Yeah, this
right?
whole parking lot, everything was. We have pictures in the store too. We got from Sparks Museum, but
oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, the whole thing was an
Spark
airport
Museum. Donald
hangar.
Abbott. Say
Right
hi,
there.
Donald Abbott.
Go check it out. They got great tours. So you can still see it on the ceiling and everything, but it was converted, and Shelly's Hardware is there, and then actually the original post office was in the back corner of the store.
Oh.
And they had like a little drop-off window where you would go through the store as well, and so it's kind of a multi-purpose building, and just continue to change with the neighborhood and stay Shelly's Hardware.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, during World War II, that's a hard time to start a business.
Crazy.
So
yeah.
For it to continue as long as it has, I don't think there is any other mom and pop hardware stores around here anymore.
Not near, I would say Carter Brothers is probably the closest, but that's in Midtown.
Yeah, that's in Reno.
Yeah, there's
So,
nothing in Sparks.
Yeah, we're in Sparks, and it's in Sparks.
Especially this kind of mom and pop. No more. Just us. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. You're good. Several ownership handoffs from Carl Shelly to Bob Taylor, and now the Hansen family.
Yeah. So when I was about 9 years old, I remember coming in for the first time, and it's kind of funny. I mean, for Christmas, we'd always get these candies and stuff I'd never seen. And so I was like, oh, Santa's bringing these. And I remember being 9 or 10 walking in being like, oh, this is where it is. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And I remember sitting in the rolly chair in my Dodgers little baseball uniform when I was 9 and hanging out.
You're a
at the
Dodgers
store.
fan?
No, I was just on the team.
Oh.
Minor, like little kid league.
Oh,
not
okay.
a Dodgers fan.
Not, whoa.
No. Don't want to start any problems there. But, yeah, and been here since then, so.
I mean, that's cool to start in 1944 and outliving a series of regional mom and pop competitors and several national big box entities even, right? So, I mean, it's been around and survived through past World War II.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing to think about the vision Carl Shelly had for Sparks even. I think
really
he was one of the first store fronts to open. And then this whole shopping center developed, and the neighborhood around it developed, and through the boom of the 50s and everything, and
crazy.
And then, as you said, the big box competition and online. Shelly's has kind of been slugging it out. We're in our 81st year this year, so celebrating that. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think there's any hardware store in town that can say that. So
No, I don't think so.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a local thing. And some of the things I did want to talk about a little bit. How... Please don't. I mean, one of the things is like, there's love in the community for Shelly's Hardware. There really is.
Yeah.
There's like a deeper love in the community, and we have a lot of people. Even in my neighborhood, I live around here. We have people that don't really understand what Shelly's Hardware actually represents for this community.
Yeah.
And so I want to just kind of educate my neighbors.
Yeah.
Some of them watch this show. Why Shelly's Hardware needs to stay open. Why we need to support small local like Shelly's.
Yeah, and that's something I came in about 2 years ago, actually, and didn't know a lot. You know, I grew up going to the store and loving it and not understanding all the many things that need to work well for it to stay open, but also what Shelly's meant to people. Every single day, I think I talk to somebody in the store. I have people that have since moved around town, and they'll drive up to 45 minutes or an hour to come to Shelly's because they said, we don't go anywhere else.
That's right.
Growing up, I've loved this store. It's meant a lot to me. And I think Shelly's means so much and so many different things to everybody, but I think to Sparks, it was the one-stop shop. It was where you could solve the problems around your house, and you could build and fix your home, and it's something you're proud of. And we were the ones to kind of give you the pieces, and you got to go home and fix it up. And I think that's kind of part of that American dream and what people love about. I mean, Sparks, even now we were just talking, it's a lot of people's first home that they moved into, and they're having children, and they're growing up there, and buying their snow shovel. Or now I'm bringing in more fun things too, because I grew up loving the toys and stuff.
Yeah.
And so for Christmas, you're buying your kids like the unique things, and it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Hunter Rand, who's running for Ward 2, Spark City Council, he came to our ribbon cutting. He just commented, my favorite store. I buy hardware from my Steadicam. Oh, for my Steadicam there. Okay, very cool, Hunter. Yeah, no, they're awesome.
Glad to hear it. Yeah.
So, he buys from you guys.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we try and have everything we can in there. I'm always finding another gap somewhere to fill it up. But.
So there's a story. I don't know how much you know about it, but there was this campaign in the 2000s that sparked a community rallying cry that saved the store. So Shelly's. And it was the please don't let our going out of business sale happen. Right? And there was a sign in the store in the early 2000s. Do you know anything about that?
I don't. I heard a lot that Bob Taylor often, which I admire him for. I think people don't understand how day-to-day these kind of small businesses operate. And I think it's beautiful that I've heard stories that he would make people almost to the point of guilt tripping, like, hey, I haven't seen you in my store in a while. Like, hey, come by.
That's right.
But it's really life and death every single day. It's like, when you order that thing that you probably know we have, it hurts. And then it hurts the community. And so every little thing, and I remember I've heard that he pushed heavily, and look at him, he kept it open. Kept
it open.
A lot of these guys, I've tried to gain wisdom from these smaller stores around town, and I've gone and visited with a lot of hardware stores. They're scrappers. The guys who own them and keep them alive, and small business owners in general, are scrappers. And
they have to be. So can you tell some of the strategic decisions that help Shelly's survive when local hardware stores couldn't compete with national chains?
Yeah. And I think that's so huge. I think the consumer needs to understand, or our neighbors, really. That's kind of, I didn't understand any of this, and as I've gone around, I do deliveries, and I've gone door to door handing out pamphlets and everything, trying to also just meet everybody and get to know the community. The strategy was, first I wanted to understand, why do people go here? First, there's no reason to, unless you live within a mile. There's probably a store you live nearby that's also has hardware and things like that. So Shelly's focuses on service, customer service.
Yeah.
We want to treat you like a human being, which is rare.
Crazy.
We want to help you solve your problem. We'll sit and listen about your plumbing leak, this and that, and I've tried this, and then we offer solutions. And then also, we're trying to keep that old time, almost a general store feel, where you walk in. If you haven't been there, I'm telling you to go there, but you walk in and all the airplanes are hanging, and
it's cool.
And you smell the popcorn, and you get to eat the popcorn and walk around, and we got the museum pictures. It's more about an experience, and we ask you about your day. It's
right.
You're talking to somebody that lives down the street, and they
Right.
help you with your problems. I think that's what we might cost 40 cents more, 50 cents more, a buck more on certain things, or whatever. It might be slower. I only have 2 registers, so you can't do self-checkout. I'm sorry. But you're there for the experience.
I don't want self-checkout anyway.
It's scary, man. Yeah, you got to sit there, and it feels like they're watching you. And I'm not stealing. And
I'm not stealing. I'm not doing it.
It starts beeping at you, and you're like, I'm sorry. But
I know.
I think that's what we focus on is the service. And we have a running list. If we don't have it, I always tell people, you probably don't need it if we don't have it. But we also have a list where I'm actively adding every week because I want to be the one-stop shop. And I understand that it's annoying you have to drive out to Home Depot or whatever, and it's traffic on Pyramid or whatever.
Oh.
And we're right here in the neighborhood, and so save you the time, save you the struggle of figuring it out yourself. I think it's a good little thing.
Right. Well, we talk about on the show a lot. We always talk about community involvement, right? Yeah. And how it emotionally and mentally it's so important for us. And so with a small mom and pop store like your guys's, that's huge.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're able to walk in and I'm able to know, hey, it's Pat.
Yeah.
I know Pat.
Like, hey, Dave, did you get that drip line fixed or whatever from last week? And it's like, yeah.
You're creating friendships.
Yeah.
You're not just another number.
Yeah.
Right? This guy's a dollar sign for another $500, right? No. It's I care about you. And so that brings me kind of into that the next thing I wanted to talk about, what it means to be the community's go-to source for everything from just one bolt to emergency repairs and expert advice, right? Yeah. So, and you already touched on that a little bit, but one of the quotes I've seen online about Shelly's Hardware was, it's the just one bolt shop, right? Right?
Yeah, or it's if you need something that you can't find anywhere, go to Shelly's. We hear that a lot.
And I've done that.
Yeah, I know. I tell people, come here first. That's what because I've been to 4 stores. I'm like, all right, next time come here first because we got it. But, and I think it has been a great lesson to me. It's drawn me closer to Sparks and made me feel a community of seeing the same people. We call them our regulars. It's kind of like a bar or something. It's like, he's a regular. He knows the store better than I do probably, And but being able to see these people and talk to them or see them with their kids coming in and checking up on them with their last problem, it's been really cool. And for me as a young guy, talking with some of these people that have lived here for 35 years.
You say you're selling yourself short a little bit. You say you're a young guy. Okay. That's fine. You can be a young guy,
fair,
but you have experiences and stuff, and you've done things in the community outside of this. You've been in the community for a long time, so you know these people.
Born and raised,
right? So and I'm 3rd generation Reno, so I get you. I am Reno. Yeah, that's who I am. Yeah, Reno Sparks, right?
Yeah, my great grandfather worked on the trains over there. That warehouse they just tore down. He was
That's why Donald Abbott, Councilman Donald Abbott, was fighting to keep that open. He was trying.
I was there too.
He was upset. He said that was like
that hurt me bad.
that was one of the things that hurt him bad.
Yeah,
because he's really big. He's been on the show a couple times.
I missed the brick collection thing. If anybody has bricks out there, they want to throw one at me.
Well, Donald, you watch the show. If you have a brick, let us know.
But yeah, that was a beautiful building, and it had a ton of history tied to Sparks. Yeah.
That could have been like a museum or something.
They should have made a museum.
How cool would have that been?
Or like a big market with all these little shops in it or something cool.
It was out of. I mean,
I wanted to be a music venue, but that's a whole other thing.
It was out of the public's hand at that point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
But I think that's a good point to make there. What else is left? Like Shelly's, you know what I mean? So,
ouch, don't say that. That's sad, though.
But I mean to say, I think we should use that
What
brick.
else is left? Let's switch that.
Yeah, I think we should turn and look at that warehouse and realize that we do need to reach out even more. And Shelly's Hardware and this and Greenbrae and these neighborhoods, we need to appreciate what we have because things are leaving. And if we polish them up and keep them alive, they'll stick around. I think that's a lesson of Shelly's. Like, that's crazy to think. 81 years. And
you're doing that. I can see that. And the conversations we had, sponsoring up some podcast you don't know much about, like you're doing that. You're trying to modernize and change the approach. Like most people would go after, TV stations or radio stations or something
send
else.
out a mailer or something.
Right. That's traditional advertising, and the return on investment for traditional advertising like that is really low, actually. Trust me, I've tried it. Yeah. Sometimes, if you get in front of the right people, it can be good.
And the right market. There's certain businesses that thrive on that. Yeah.
Sure. But I'm not sure it would be great. Hey, you, Lisa Grimm-Willett. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I know her.
Yeah? Awesome.
Yeah, she works with the radio. I'm sorry, Lisa, I'm forgetting the official name, but like 105.7 and all that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, they've done a radiothon here for Circle Life Guest House.
That's kind of how we met a little bit, I think.
Yeah, we talked about that.
I came walking in and... No, so yeah, radio... I want to go on the record saying it holds a great place, but I think physical locations in retail, it's tough.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Like if you're a plumber or something and you can go to the customer, those kind of things work great. But I think retail is hard.
I agree. So how has traditional hardware expertise coexists with the modern customer service, right? So traditional hardware expertise coexists with the modern customer service. That's something that's harder. A lot of times I'll go to the big box stores and I'll just say, hey, do you know about this? And they're like, I don't know. And then done. Like, that's the conversation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they're there for a paycheck a lot of times. Not all the time. I've had some good experiences.
Yeah.
But there's the I don't know. It's not, oh, you know what? Let's look it up. Or have you tried this? Have you thought about that? So why don't you share a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's weird that those stores have relinquished the accountability of like, oh yeah, we don't need to know. And you're just supposed to walk in and wander my giant warehouse for 45 minutes. And then you walk by and it was right by the front door. And you're like, geez Louise, I asked 5 people and you're kind of like chasing them down. So I think, remind me the second part of the question.
So the traditional hardware expertise.
Oh, how am I blending it with like
coexists with modern customer service?
Yeah, I think what I'm seeing is there's certain kind of customers that love Home Depot. They're like, leave me alone, go away.
Right.
And we try and kind of read those people as well. Like, I'm not gonna chase you around the store if you don't want, but we're also gonna sit there. Like, I've sat there for 45 minutes with people or whatever, and then when they leave, they're like, oh my goodness, I've been working on this for 2 weeks. Thank you guys, Yeah. And not just me. I have great employees, and some of them know much more than me about, like, we have like a key guy who's been working in keys forever, and then like a general construction guy who knows all sorts of stuff. And I've been in construction a lot of my life, so that comes in handy. But I really think finding that balance and also understanding, I always try and put myself in their shoes. And I always say, if it was me, I would do this. Because sometimes I don't know, but tell you what, I know it's 6 p.m. You're trying to eat dinner. I would try this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or just like also, sometimes I think people need to hear like, you should call a plumber.
Yeah.
Sometimes, or like, don't do that to your water heater. It's going to blow up. Like, call somebody, please. Somebody needs that second voice. And so I think and in that sense, we're not always trying to chase the sale. It'll be like, I'm just here to help, man. Like, I'm not making money by sending you somewhere else.
Right.
So just kind of keeping them as human beings when they walk in and treating them that way. And being understanding, too. I think sometimes we'll get yelled at or whatever, or some people are grouchy, and just being like, dude, they probably got a hard day. Like, it's all right.
Yeah. So definitely that modern customer service is is knowing your customer, maybe.
Yeah.
And it definitely has evolved and changed over time. But I do want to talk about the famous free popcorn. A lot of people talked about your guys' famous free popcorn.
Yes, free breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Shelly's Hardware. It's fed me many a day, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what the history of it is, but it seems
Someone
to be,
started it, right?
yeah, and like kind of a hardware tradition of like you smell the popcorn and, it's free, and
I have no clue about it.
I don't know, but it's delicious and it's always there.
Yeah.
Calling your name.
Minimal. Go get the popcorn.
Yeah.
And go find some nuts and
customer
bolts.
service, I think some people come in and they'll wander the store for an hour and have 2 bags of popcorn and go home. And I'm like, I think he just needed a break and was just kind of hanging out, and that's totally fine. But yeah, the popcorn's funny. I think even if we don't have what you need, you get something good. That's kind of what the popcorn is.
Oh, I think it's good. It just adds a little touch. You don't get free popcorn when you go into some of the box stores, and you don't.
When you order on Amazon, you don't get popcorn.
It's an experience. Like I go into Shelly's and I see different signs or candies or something different. I don't just see just the hardware and stuff.
Yeah.
It needs to be it is an experience, right? And so I think that's good.
And I think it's a very, very different just kind of a place to be. It's just unique. And I think me learning that and like kind of loving it, because I've been, you go back and forth and it's like, oh, should we take out some of the candy and put in like something, more professional? But then it's like, no, I kind of like being like a little quirky, like the quirky store. And it's refreshing to kind of see something like
it is for me.
Or like, I love ordering it. Like I'm like shopping and I'm like, wow, I've never seen this before in my life. I'm going to bring it in. This is cool.
Yeah.
I just brought in new plane models and like my little brother building one right now. 'Cause I'm like, dude, let's throw it. I want to see how far it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And it's something that is definitely a need, I think. And so what inspires you to do what you do?
I think, there's a lot, but I think I'll keep it local, but like Sparks and Reno, we need identity. Communities need things that they can look to identify with. And I think like Good Shepherd is a show of like our charitable side, and Shelly's, it's self-reliance and a little bit of sense of humor. It's funny in there, the signs, and just also that quirky nature. People are, you can drive through Sparks neighborhoods and people got personalized garage doors and their layout of their yard, and a lot of the homes are custom from like old bricklayer guys and train guys and all sorts of stuff.
Personality.
There's a lot of personality in Sparks and Reno, and I think I keep blanking on the question after I start answering it, but
I got it in big letters right there. If you
what inspires me? I think, and then just in the day to day, I love helping people.
Yeah,
and I love having the part. I think Shelly's Hardware, in a nutshell, saves you money because we find that one weird little part, and if you didn't have that part, you'd have to go call a mechanic.
Right.
And then the mechanic would cost you $500, but you just paid $10 for a spark plug.
Yeah.
Or to fix your lawnmower. Or you'd have to call a plumber, but we got all sorts of stuff for you, and it might be $150, but it saves you $1,000. And I think I've loved that idea of a hardware store. It saves the working family money in the end because you're able to stay afloat by yourself.
That's awesome.
And I love the independence. I love giving people independence on their home. You can customize with whatever. We got all sorts of weird things in there. But, yeah, I think it inspires me. But also people like you. And I think meeting people that also are passionate about creating these little pockets that are unique and are standalone. You can't find them anywhere else. And they have like an honorable mission. And I've met a few throughout the town and in Reno, and people that are just passionate about lifting. I love that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's awesome. Thank you. And then we're getting close to the end. I don't want to keep you too much.
Sorry, I'm chatty.
Oh no, that's cool. That's what podcasts are for.
Right. Yeah.
It's a conversation, right?
Yeah.
And so, do you have any future and vision mindsets for for the company, I guess.
Yeah. I definitely think right now Shelly's, it needs a bigger awareness. I would say the vision for Shelly's is I want Shelly's to be back in every home in Sparks and people to know. And that's kind of my big job as the manager. And this year and next year, I really hope to, everybody knows, go to Shelly's first. Like, hey, they got it. And also people understanding what we have and the vision. Just recently, like I said, the toys, I guess, or the toys and the candy and all that, I want it to continue to be a quirky store. I don't want it to ever become like a corporate, algorithm plan, the floor plan and this and that. I like the squeaky door, you know what I mean? And
the personal touches.
The personal touch, and that vision, I think, is just like reminding people why we are here for 81 years and then setting it up so that it lasts another 81.
Well, one of the things I want to mention with your future and vision and is events, right? So you did that event not that long ago. It was a couple weeks now.
Yeah.
And it was a music night. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, so I'm a musician on the side. Lisa would know that. No, I'm just kidding. And so I play all over town, and then I'm in a band, and I do solo music everywhere. And
cool.
And I tried to think about, I've thought about posting on the Shelly's Facebook page or whatever, like singing, but I was like, I don't know, it might come up. So I decided to host a songwriter event in the store. Because
so cool.
It's honestly funny, like, because at night I've been there, and it's kind of like a nice sound room. And so I was like, oh, we could, and it's pretty quiet. Everything kind of takes all the noise with all the items and everything. And it's interesting to be there. And so I brought in 3 songwriters.
Cool.
And then I think we had about 38 people come in. And
cool.
I set up all the camp chairs, and it was kind of a funny little event. But everyone was, hey, let me know when the next one is. And it turned out really great. Yeah.
No, I think
the popcorn was going.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I had to have it.
You do. I agree.
Yeah.
So that answers a few of the other questions I had about music and those kinds of things. So your band, did you want to give your band a shout out?
Sure. Yeah, so the band is called Charity Kiss. If you see it, go check it out. And then I'm Pat Hansen, so if you like acoustic, Neil Young kind of things, you can check it out.
And where can they find all that? Just on Instagram?
Everywhere, yeah. Okay. Instagram, you can follow us there, or Facebook. We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
And, the music's everywhere, online and vinyl and CDs.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I've listened to some of you guys' stuff. It's good. It's really good. Thank you. And then the other thing, I mean, we've already talked about how you guys have had a unique role. In differences. I love the quirky vibe and everything, but also not just that. I mean, it really is personality, because there is expertise as well.
Yeah.
So you guys have excellence for sure, and I see that, and I value that, honestly, as a customer of Shelly's Hardware. And yeah, thank you so much for being our first sponsor and being willing to be a part of this mission and vision for the community to help those in need.
Yeah, of course. No, when I heard what your kind of mission was and how this all operated, I loved it, and we're happy to be here. Thanks for having us on, and I'm super grateful to be able to contribute to something that is giving back and is building our community, and is also, like I said, building that identity and showing people who we are, that we give back and we care about those around us. And if I could say one more thing, I feel like I agree with you on the excellence. I don't want to just make it sound like a quirky store, but we're quirky and professional at the same time. And that's something I would say I feel like Good Shepherd has, is that personality, but also a very serious mission that you guys, I came in and it was hustling and bustling. It's a professional, hard-working place, and that's what Shelly's is. So we're happy to join forces when we can.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Big events coming for sure. We're not going to announce it yet, but definitely stay keep your ears on the ground, listen to the podcast. And thank you for those that came to the ribbon cutting. That was a great event, and we really appreciate your community support. Without you, the listener, there is no Community Cares podcast, and there is no Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet. So we couldn't do this without you. So thank you guys so much. Patrick, I love it. Did you want to say anything else and you wanted to add?
No, I think if any of this has piqued your interest, or honestly, if you have any, if you want to, any critiques or anything that you think we're missing, or you want to share any cool stories about Shelly's through the years, please come and talk to me in the store. I love hearing them, or any memories you have, or I've talked to a lady who remembers playing on the old planes behind Shelly's right when it, yeah, and so
That's crazy.
It's really cool to hear all of that, and like I said, Shelly's is here for you. Check us out first. If we don't have it, we can order it or deliver it, or we're just happy to talk to you.
That's great, and that personal touch, the small personal touch, is so important, especially to be a community. So please, if you want to support Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet, support Shelly's Hardware, because we're working together. So,
yeah.
And they're at 440 Green Brae Drive in Sparks, Nevada. So definitely check them out.
7 days a week.
7 days a week. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being a part of this mission and this vision for Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet and the Community Cares Podcast. We help over 800 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.